Hello and welcome back to the RDA, welcome back to the channel. Today we had a bit of a disappointing game, but we still got away with it somehow. And yeah, I don't know how to feel about this game in all honesty. It was very interesting seeing a lot of youth get the chance, just seeing people like Ilanga and Ahmad get full starts. And yeah, the future is very bright at United right now, and there's just a lot of positives to take away from them specifically, and we somehow managed to shithouse our way through a pen. So yeah, feels great. So how are you feeling after the game, Manoto?
Now I'm feeling good. I'd be lying if I said my heart in this game. It's because during the game, I was also following the top four race, which was quite nice. But yeah, no, I thought it was a good game, to be honest. I wasn't expecting much from it because I had a feeling the big hitters wouldn't play, and with good reason. And I think the team did good. I think they did better than they did against Leicester. I think they made a statement in a way that yes, maybe some of them aren't good enough to be in the first team or the starting lineup, but they're definitely good enough to start more. And that's something Ole should check because our reserve team just beat Wolves. I mean, I know Wolves have been off form a little, but they're still a decent Premier League team.
Yeah.
And if they can do that, then they definitely deserve to start more games, which will ease the load on Manchester United. So I hope once again Ole learns his lesson, which he probably won't, but anyway.
Yeah.
But the game itself, I felt like first half, the intensity was great. We moved the ball really well. Some nice interplay, which we don't tend to see at that rate from the first team. So that's something to think about. And I enjoyed it. But my worry was that will the intensity drop like we saw against Leicester? Will the second half be crap? In a way it was. But I don't want to go in on them too much. I think overall, the two centre backs had good performances. I think the front players in the first half were really great, and in the second half, when they did get the ball, they were very progressive. And overall, I just think we saw a lot of promise from other players today, which is fantastic. And our youth is impressive. It really is impressive.
Yeah.
And we need to model our club even more around that because we're not getting signings from these owners. So it seems like a good way to go.
Well, just touch on that side topic a little bit. Still looks like we're in the race for Sancho. Still looks like we're in the race for Rice and for Varane. So Ali can honestly toss the youth out the window, and that's what he's done for the majority of the season. Our youth intake is fantastic. United has been always renowned for their fantastic youth intake, and it was on show today. We are probably like top 5 in the world easily if you're ranking youth systems. You'd probably look at Barca, Ajax, and United, really, in all honesty, as to where so many fantastic and talented players come from. And full display.
I mean, like every team in the Premier League has like youth setups, but you never really see so many players come into the first team and be so comfortable.
Exactly.
So it's really impressive.
Yeah, and again, this begs the question of Ali. We have these people, and we've only used them at this point in the season. How many games has Ahmad played now? 4 in total, and 2 starts. Ilanga, only 2 starts. Brandon Williams, I think, is at 4 starts, maybe? I think I'm pushing it. I think it's 3, actually. Axel's around 5. Bai's barely played. Tellez has had, like, 3 starts. Why aren't you using the squad? It's good enough, clearly. That's a big question here today.
It's unacceptable, really, because he'll complain about fixture congestion, but then not play his squad, you know?
Exactly.
And we've talked about this before, and I guess it is the fear of, are they good enough? Will they be able to keep us at the correct level as a Manchester United club? But then you kind of have to go through it, and let's see what the problem is. Let's see where they lie. Is it the squad? Do we need to improve it? Is it you? You know? So all it needs to jack up in that sense next season.
And the thing was, you rotate against Leicester, but you go full force against Fulham, and then you go take the piss against Wolves again. Like, I don't know what's in that brain of his. But yeah, one thing very good about today, I have to say, just as a positive to quit nagging on Ali, is just I enjoyed Dani and Matic today. How about you?
Yeah, no, same. I think Dani, that's his position, really. I'm not going to say it's because of more game time. But you can again, it hasn't been a lot of games, but just these few games, you can see the growth in him. You know, like he looks so much more comfortable in that position. The last game he played there, Leicester, he looked comfortable, but then still, I think not everything was coming off. Today, you could kind of see the class growing, you know.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed watching him. You could see he's a talented player, and he's a player who needs to start next season. Like we need, if we're gonna get Declan Rice, I think he should be starting next Dani Van Dijk, because you can't be using sentiment like I've been through it with Fred or McTominay's United night. You can't be doing that. You know, quality has to win at the end of the day at Manchester United.
Exactly. One thing I have to say is particular about Donny. I was very impressed by his defensive game today. I thought he was fantastic. I saw him making large-ditch recovery tackles. I saw this man intercepting second perfect side tackles, just like we've used to seeing with Aaron. I just thought it was a really good overall sentiment performance. And we knew this when we were getting Donny, that this was the type of player he was. He was an all-round sentiment. And you know what Ollie does? He chucks him on the left wing, and then he has a bad game, and he never plays again. What do you expect?
Though I'm happy he didn't play on the left, because I don't know, I'm grasping straws for Ollie here. But against Leicester and today again, he played in the middle. Yeah. So maybe it's a sign of better things to come.
Yeah, hoping it is a sign of better things to come. And I think that means we can start off with the player ratings today. And of course, we're going to have to start at the man in goal. Dino, how'd you feel?
I don't think he had to do much to which is disappointing from Wolves, considering they were playing basically their first team. But I don't remember him having to do anything outrageous. But at the same time, no mistakes. You can feel the presence always with Dino, no matter what. So I'm going to give him a 6.
Okay. So Dino, a 6 from you. For everyone at home, Shoni also gave me his ratings, even though he's not here today. He's just lacking some power. So he gave Dino a 5. He didn't leave a comment on it. We'll get some comments for the other ones. So, but subpar. But one thing I can say about Dino today, he was a lot more reserved. I don't know what happened to the Dino that we saw before, but this man was nowhere near as aggressive as he was, which kind of was a good thing for today. I feel like if he was out of position for one of those like Ahmad pop shots or something, we would have been in a lot of trouble. So it was good that he kept his line, but again, it was a bit of a silly goal to concede, I feel, a little bit. So, I feel like a 6 isn't a
good move from Wolves.
It was a good move from Wolves, definitely. But, I don't know. I just don't feel comfortable with the 6, you know? So I'm going to go to 5 as well.
Finally, Semedo shows himself.
Yeah, exactly. It was a fantastic finish. There's nothing wrong with that. But, I don't know. If you think could do better. Yep. Some technical difficulties there. It's fine.
We might have to just wait for it, to be honest.
It's okay. As long as it's non-copyrighted, we don't mind here. Okay, so Tellers, go for it. Go for it. Yeah, go for it, 3. Come on, we're going with it. Tellers is vibing to the song, man.
Tellers. Okay, at least it stops.
Okay.
I don't know about Tellers, you know. It's never consistent with this guy. And is my camera off?
Oh, no, it's back. All good. Karen?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, this guy's never had an outstanding game, in my opinion. I've never had a game where I was like, wow, Tellers is a baller, you know? Yeah. I've never had that game. And honestly, it just looks like he was overhyped. It just looks like he came from a farmers league and he's not up to standard. But then at the same time, to be fair, Ola doesn't play him enough. So maybe it's tough to judge him because of that. But I don't think he had a horrible game. I didn't see any clear mistakes from him. But then I didn't see any of that attacking threat that's talked about, you know. I didn't really notice him in the game, to be honest. So I'm going to go for 5.5.
Okay, so gonna have to deal with my polarizing opinion here, because I actually really thought Tez stood out a bit more today. I thought he had a very good all-round game for once. I thought whenever he was actually in position, Adama was quiet. He couldn't get past Tellers. He struggled very hard to get past Tellers. But again, that comes with the con that he was out of position a lot, that he was surging forward quite a lot. And again, I saw a few good crosses from him. I definitely wouldn't go as far to say he's like a fraud like Werner, just complete failure, played from a Farmers League. And yeah, I see a lot of promise in him. I still think there's a solid left back in there. And I think it's going to be reflected with my 6. It was a solid performance. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I thought he showed some promise, though. Definitely showed some promise. And from Shoni...
To be honest, yeah? Sometimes I feel like he's very loose defensively. Like, I've just never seen it.
Yeah.
It just seems like he can't stand his ground like Luke Shaw can.
Yeah, to an extent, I kind of get where you're coming from. But the only time I've ever seen a ball go down his flank is when he's physically not there. It feels hard for defenders to get past him when he's there. I think he's very similar to Luke Shaw in the fact that they're not the fastest of people, but they can run around for you, So their recovery times aren't the best. And that's kind of the issue. And now that Luke Shaw has become a creative powerhouse, Tellez is literally a B-tier Shaw at this point. Because he lacks the chemistry, he lacks the comfort in this team. So yeah, I get where you're coming from, but I think he's just been a lot more consistent every time I see him. I feel like he gives a more consistent performance every time. But yeah, it's also a 6 from Shawnee. He did not even leave a message for Mr. Tellez. He could not be bothered. So, moving on to Eric Bailly.
Yeah, no, I thought these two, the centre-backs, were playing for a position in the final. Did they both play 90 minutes?
Yeah, I think so. Wolfish came on for Ahmad at the end, so we're playing 5-back at the end.
I don't get that, though. Like...
he pulled the Jersey tactic out of nowhere.
Like, I just don't get all this sometimes. Why was Rashford on the bench today?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Why are Bruno...
He couldn't put another goalkeeper, okay? Don't judge him. He couldn't put 3 goalkeepers on the bench. Let him do his thing.
Nah, if you're going to take the piss properly, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't get this obsession with Rashford. But, yeah, no, let's not go there. He didn't play.
Yeah.
Why, I think, what's his name again?
Axel?
Tanzoi was the better of the two. Yeah, Tanzoi was the better of the two. But I thought Bailly put in a solid performance. In the air where Tanzoi is not really the best. I think he was present there. On the ball, he's always really good. He's a solid centre-back when he wants to be.
Yeah.
And sometimes he can be like that. So, yeah, I think good performance. I'm going to give him a 7.
7 for Mr. Eric Bailly. For me, I don't know. I felt again like the last game. I felt Axel's partner got outshouted by him today because I didn't see too much of Bailly. Very, very, very little. So I can't really say much. I'm just going to go with an average performance because I didn't see him do anything wrong. I didn't see him do anything good. But again, our defending is just shambolic when it comes down that right-hand side every single time. We don't know how to mark a man. And yeah, it's going to be our downfall. It has been our downfall repeatedly. So I've got nothing more to add on to that for him. And then Shoni gave Bailly a 5. So Shoni was not happy. Shoni clearly blamed him for the goal. I'm guessing that he was the one that's supposed to mark Semedo. That's my guess. Guess. I didn't pay enough attention to that goal, admittedly. It was a well-crafted goal. I'm not too upset,
Yeah, I think it was more focused on the excellence.
Yeah, exactly. It was more focused on hands down. Nothing.
This game doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get into it.
Yeah, exactly. So moving on straight to Axel Tuanzebe.
I thought he was brilliant today.
Yeah.
I thought Axel was fire today. Like, it got better as time went, but then throughout, I thought he just did everything right. Positional sense, tackles. He was always there. When we need someone to block the ball, he was there, and it just seemed like a clean performance. And what I saw was a player that can start for Manchester United. I saw a player that can play next to
Definitely.
And it'd be something solid. So if Ola's known all of this and hasn't played him, and I don't know what's wrong with him, honestly, because we desperately need a quick centre back who can stay fit, and he's that. So yeah, I was great today. I'm gonna give him 8 man of the match.
Game man of the match from Mr. Marotta here. It was a fantastic performance from him. And yeah, I fully agree. I thought he could definitely be a man of the match candidate if we didn't concede. I said that in the chat. And I definitely think it was a brilliant performance from him. And we've been saying this since PSG, quite literally, all the way back against PSG in group stages. We're saying Axel is first team ready. Pocketed Neymar and Mbappe, and then he made 10-minute sub appearances for the rest of the next few weeks. And now, only when Harry Maguire is injured is he in contention again. It's ridiculous, the treatment of Axel. Again, it's the bad treatment of youth. Ollie doesn't know how to use a squad because there's some serious talent in the squad. And no, we're just going to stick it out with Lindelof and Maguire the entire season. You know, guy with constant back injuries and the man who's just ball watching as slow as all hell. It's ridiculous. I don't understand it. I thought Axel's brilliant though, so easily a 7 for me. And from Shoney, he gave Axel a 7 as well. So definitely one of the best performances for us. Not man of the match.
Oh my gosh, I'm interested to see what Johnny's man of the match is. My money's on Ilanga.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Dogs are causing a bit of right there. But anyway, moving on to Brandon Williams. How'd you feel?
I think better. I think it wasn't a shit show like it was against Leicester.
Oh yeah, definitely.
More solid yeah, but overall, I just don't think Brandon Williams is good enough to be at Manchester United. Sorry, I don't think we need a backup that's much better than, because if we're going to be rotating our squad, he just won't cut it consistently. There was a period when he started where he looked fantastic, but then yes, he hasn't played much, but you just haven't seen anything close to that ever since. So for me, decent performance. I'm gonna give him a 5.5, but honestly, overall, I'm just not.
Oops. There we go. But yeah, I get where you're coming from, but a big thing that I have to say is we had someone like Diogo Dalot, who is miles ahead of Williams, who is a fantastic option, and we decided to loan him out this season. So I don't know what Ollie's head's at with this right back situation. It's confusing and it makes no sense. He needs to be managing a squad far better than this, because right now we're going to lose a talented 20-year-old because we decided to loan him out. Dalot is only 20 as well. Williams may be 19, but Dalot is twice the player, and he's 1 year older. I don't understand this.
He's not on loan though.
Yeah, he's on loan, but it looks like it's going to be permanent. Looks like Milan wants him permanently. So we're going to miss out on a talented player.
I have a feeling Ole still doesn't want him.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what it is, but Ollie doesn't like him and would rather play Brandon Williams. I definitely think today was much better than previous performances from him, and it just goes to show what happens when you actually get consistent play time in a football team. Simple as that. Consistent play time. Because this man's gotten, 2 games in 2 weeks? Something like that? When was the Leicester game? Last week? Yeah.
That was enough.
Yeah, no, that was terrible. He should never touch the football again after that kind of performance. But again, the main thing to blame is poor management of the squad and not giving everyone enough minutes. So, I don't know. I thought Brandon was very solid today, especially in comparison to what he had been before. So I'm very happy to give him a 6. I thought it was very solid performance. And I think he can definitely grow into the role. I just think it's going to take some time. And Shawnee also went with an average 6. So I would assume he's not too far off how I'm feeling with everything as well.
I'm feeling Shawnee's ratings are about to go up now.
It very easily could. So we move on to the one and the only Dani Van Dijk.
Yeah, no, much better. It was the Dani I saw at the start of Manchester United career.
Exactly.
Never lose the ball. He just doesn't lose the ball. So he's made for that position, and he's productive. You know, he makes productive passes. He makes runs. His awareness of where everything is around him is fantastic.
Yeah.
And as you said, defensively today it was good, which we know because he used to play there as a 6 at Ajax from time to time. So this guy's a talented player.
Very talented.
Given the opportunity to show the talent.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, I think good game today. I'm gonna give him a 7.5.
A 7.5 for Malota here. Let me add that. And then, oh, a dog's at the door again. Excuse me. For me personally, I thought it was a really good performance. I think there's potential for a man of the match contender here as well. I did think he was brilliant. I don't think he did anything wrong today, in all honesty. I thought it was just fantastic. And personally, yeah.
A little one shot. He tried it.
Oh, yeah. Admittedly, he didn't hit into Rosie, he hit it to Ahmad's foot. You know, I'll take that any day of the week over Fred just shooting to Rosette, you know? Yeah, it was a pass. It was just a fancy pass. It was a dummy. This man's a genius. He's a baller. He knows exactly what he's doing. It was perfectly timed. He knew exactly what to do. But like I said at the beginning, I thought he was fantastic defensively. I thought he showed that he is a complete number 8. It's simple as that. He's a complete number 8. He can do anything and everything. And I just think he's a brilliant player. And the treatment of him is terrible, and we'll keep on preaching this on the show. It needs to be so much better, because there's a talented player there. We all know it. We all knew it from the Ajax days. Despite barely watching Ajax, we could tell you this is exactly the type of player he is. And I don't understand why Dani isn't used by Oli. It's just terrible. So you know what? I'm even going to push for an 8 here.
Yeah, not deserved. If I was Dani, I was gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Listening to talks of another. Disrespect is just
exactly. And for Shawnee, the magical Dani Van Dijk gets a 9 with a man of the match.
Wow.
Shawnee was in love with Dani's performance, and just fantastic. Still no comment from him, but hey, it's okay. He saw us man of the match. That's all that matters. Moving on to his partner in crime, then Nemanja Matic. How'd you feel?
He's been better, but there was still it was a good performance, you know?
Yeah.
It was like winning 2-0. It's not fantastic, but then it's solid. It was a solid performance. And I always enjoy that. Defensive side, the attention, the slowing down the pace. He's a top number 6. Just he doesn't have the legs anymore, and the age side set. But I think I'll be nice and give him a 7.
Yeah. It definitely was Matic's finest game, but it was still a solid performance, very solid performance from him. One thing I had to say as well is I didn't notice Dani darting in nearly as much today. So it clearly was a tactic before something. I don't know what it was, but I didn't see Dani making those underlapping runs 24/7, trying to get into the box, basically playing as a striker. I saw Matic ahead of him a lot of the time as well. It's very, very weird. I don't know what it is, but maybe Ollie's trained Dani Van Dijk to be a 6 now. So hopefully not. Hopefully he's not going to waste his beautiful potential at a 6.
Can I be honest? I low-key prefer him as a 6 than as a 10, because he can push up, but I feel like sometimes he just looks a bit uncomfortable in those positions. Yeah, it should be. I feel like it should just be sporadic, you know. In the moment he pushes out.
Yeah, definitely.
You know he can finish here and there, but I don't think it should be a tactic where he's playing those areas better, trying to control the pace of the game and all around.
Yeah, exactly. That's Dani's MO. I 100% agree. You could either class him as a box-to-box or a deep line playmaker, one or the other. I don't see a world where he's anything more than that, because his creativity going forward isn't anywhere near the likes of a Madison, of a Bruno, of a KDB. It's not the same type of player that you're getting here. You're getting a very robust, more simple-minded, I guess you could say. Like, he's got fantastic vision, but he's going to play that easy pass that'll get you in versus that Bruno over the top hits it and then Dan James is through or something, you know? It's not the same. It doesn't fit the play style. Yeah.
I think it's tough for him because he's been asked to play as Bruno's understudy.
Yeah.
I feel like he's been compared to probably the most direct 10 in the world.
Exactly.
Bruno gets the ball and he just hits it. So
and we're such a direct team. It just doesn't make sense for Dani either. Like, if this man put on a Barcelona shirt tomorrow, he's playing tiki-taka with everyone, you're going to see this man hailed as one of the best centre mids in the world, you know? It just depends on the system that he's in, and I don't think how United currently plays suits him. And right now, it looked like he was playing as the 6. It really did today. And Matic had a lot more freedom to roam forward. And I don't know, I like Matic's creativity. I always think that's a nice key aspect of him. Whenever I see him going forward, I can see him look for that lob ball and he'll get it off 9 out of 10 times. I'll see him get us out of trouble. So yeah, I thought it was a solid performance as well. I think I'll push with the 7 as well. And the Wires or Shawnee gave Matic a 6 for the day. So yeah, that's just a little underrated. But it's okay. It's okay.
Match agenda.
And now, moving on to our old grandpa that's club at this point. Mata.
Mata. I don't know. Do you think you'll ever play for United again? I think so, but
it's pushing it though. Yeah. It's really pushing
There's
it.
a shout that could have been his last game.
Yeah.
If it is, I think it didn't give to us what he gave to Chelsea, but I've appreciated what he's done for the club, and he's always been, I guess, a good option of he can do a job. Yeah. And I thought he was alright today. It was as a matter performance. The technical abilities there, game move. It's not as great as Bruno, of course, and he's not as exciting. He gets the job done, and I'm gonna go for 6.5.
6.5, even though he scored, eh? Remembering the beautiful penalty. Do you want to push it? You want to push it now?
Forgot about that. Yeah, no, I think I'll push it to goals and for.
Yeah, exactly. Push it into a 7 is more than fair. But yeah, I do think it was just a solid Mata performance. They said Matic again. Jeez, we've been talking about him too much. But yeah, I definitely thought it was a solid Mata performance. I had no issue with it. I thought just solid. Again, he will always have that technical ability. That technical ability never dies. I've seen Beckham bend balls at the age 40. Doesn't mean he can just come in tomorrow and carry on playing though. So his days are definitely numbered. His legs are going to get the best of him. Yeah, exactly. Ali definitely still knows how to finish a ball, but I'm not going to have him start over anyone in the front 3 today. But yeah, I do think so. Yeah.
Think about it though. Ali wants a number 9, and we need a number 6. We've got Carrick and Ola on the bench.
No. Oh, I imagine the scenes. Michael Carrick suiting up, ready to go.
Defensively, I think it just.
Yeah, because you can't keep up in the modern day. That's the issue. And that's the issue with Mata. He's struggling to keep up in the modern day. Because people are faster than him, they're stronger than him, they have more stamina than him. Technical ability is out of the window when you're getting pressed by 5 people and you're struggling to hold off the ball. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Wow. It's simple as that. I had to put the pun. You had to put the pun. It's there. I'm sorry. But yeah, it really doesn't matter how good the technical ability is. His days are numbered. And again, scored the pen, kept us in front. Very calm, cool, collected pen. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 7. Solid performance, goal pushes it over the line. And from Shoney's side, Shoney, you left a message for this one. Goodbye, you fine gentleman, if it's your last. And he left him with a 7. So 7 all rounds for the fine gentleman here. The Opa of the club.
Ola's going to keep that.
No, you probably will. We're just going to laugh next season when we see Mata starting over Dani again. Oh, it's going to be ridiculous. But moving on to some more youthful pastures, yeah? We'll look at Dan James first.
Oh, you started with the wrong one.
Okay,
I think today, Danger's... Okay, second half he just... But first half, I think Danger's looked good, eh? I think interplay was there. I didn't know Danger what interplay. And then the cross was proper. I think Rashford needs to take notes from time to time.
100%.
And I can't get over the second half. But
what his shot?
It's final day. Let's be nice. I'll give him A 6.5.
You're pushing for a 6.5. It would have been okay with 6, but it's okay. You can push him a little bit. So for me, yeah, I think it was just average game for Dan James. He does what Dan James does. He runs, he's hardworking, and he puts in great crosses. One thing I have to say about Ilanka's goal, Dan James is dying for runners like that every single game because he puts that cross in every single game. You see that cross coming from Dan James. Dan James is a cross merchant. Don't get me wrong. He doesn't have too much more to his game than pace and crossing. But in this United team, nobody is ever watching that. It's so rare to see it. And yeah, I think it was a fantastic cross, fantastic assist. He's always hardworking. He came back to help defensively at times as well. I just thought it was a solid performance. And yeah, I think I'll be generous. It's last game of the season. I thought he put in a good shift. I'll give him a 7. And Shoni,
I kind of feel like this guy.
Yeah?
I feel like he needs to be lower now, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
I just don't think, he's ready to be the understudy to Marcus Rashford.
We have such a big squad and none of it's being utilized. It is a mystery to all of us how none of these great players have been loaned out for the season.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so Sharon just went for a 6. Okay. He didn't violate too hard. Sharon's normally Dan James' biggest critic. But yeah, just a 6. I think it's deserved because of the fantastic assist. I don't think you can roast him any more than that. Okay. Now, the big guns. Ilanga.
Yeah, no, I'm impressed with this.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should be a regular part of the squad for me. It does look like he's a really talented player.
Yeah.
What I love about him, he just looks like he belongs. He looks so comfortable. And those runs, he made a couple. One that took goals. I was really impressed with that. I think when he moved to the left, it wasn't as good. But then again, I felt like against Leicester on the left was good. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think in general he's put 2 performances, a goal quickly into his Manchester United career.
Yeah,
and
very quickly.
I'm looking forward to seeing more from him. And I'm gonna give him a 7.5.
A 7.5 for Ilanka. I'm just liking the kid a lot. And this is the thing with the youth. When you give them a chance, they are hungry. They don't care what's for stakes. They are hungry. And that's what I want from United. I want us to be playing youth. I want us to be being pushed forward the entire time. I don't want us to go, this is the last game of the season, we can take the piss now. Because that's the attitude we've had this entire season. And I hate it. Because just say in a deadlock we bring on Ilanga and there we go, we're 3-2 up against Newcastle and suddenly we win the game instead of drawing it, and that's just something Ollie just fails to recognize as a manager, and I hate it so much. He is a super sub who didn't make a sub today, barely. Well, he made it at the 10th minute, 10 minutes left in the game, made 2 subs. Sorry, don't hate me. Like, what are you doing? What do you think that's going to do to the game at that point? Give the guy at least 20 minutes to run around. But yeah, in general, I am just very impressed with Ilanka. Yeah.
Ola underestimates the squad.
He does. He really does. It's a big problem. Like you've been saying all season long, it's about Ollie trusting them, and Ollie just trusts no one, and he's not willing to give anybody the chance. And until nothing's on the line. When nothing's on the line, he can do whatever the hell he wants. And the players just played today, and that's all it was. But I see a bright future for Ilanga. I think as a striker, he's looking very good. He's looking quite Marcus Rashford-esque, if I would say. He's got that pace. He doesn't have that height, but he's just got that pace. He's got a bit of flair. He wants to take on players, and he wants to score goals. He's very hungry. I didn't see him too big in the interplay, so I feel like a Marcus Rashford type comparison is very just right now. He's going to be very goal hungry. And yeah, I think there's a really good play in there. I think he got, 3 chances in the first half alone, and one of them was a goal. So yeah, I thought it was a brilliant performance from him. And yeah.
The United Academy needs to stop producing strikers.
Oh yeah, no, our strikers and left and right wingers. We're good now. We're good. We don't need any more. This is enough. We're good. Thank you. Much appreciated. But you can stop for now.
We need centre backs.
Exactly. I will touch on that with Dali. Don't worry. So, just because I want to and I've loved him, it's just a 9 out of 10, and he'll get my man of the match.
Wow. Now I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah. And for Shoni, let me bring this up. He gave Ilonga a beautiful little 8. Great performance from all around. I think we can all say that.
How old is it?
And last man, definitely someone to watch for the future, looking very promising as well. None other than Amad Diallo.
I don't get how Amad's not playing.
Yeah.
I just don't get. Like, we don't have a right winger. We have a problem on the right. This kid who's clearly class.
Exactly.
And doesn't play him. I just don't get it, honestly. And he looks ready for the Premier League. He looks ready to play at a club like Manchester United, take that responsibility. And he was just brilliant for me today. I think the footwork is stand. He looks like he belongs. You know, he just has that stature of a player who's the quality of a Manchester United player. Which I don't want to take shots, but like players like Dan James. So I was really impressed with him today, and I'm just hoping next season, right in the mix. And I feel like I'll be biased if I go too. You know, he didn't really assist or anything.
Yeah.
But for the sake of consistency, I'll go.
Well, that cut up right then.
For the sake of consistency, I'll go.
Oh my gosh! I actually can't hear your number. Your number's cutting out.
6.5.
6.5. Thank you. Sorry about that. I have no clue why it kept on cutting out, but that was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I will push it a little bit because I do think there's a very class player in there, and I think he's definitely good enough to play in a lot more games. He should be coming on as an impact sub. It's Ahmad and Dani. That was the story of the season, and today we got to see why, because they are actually class players in there. And oh my gosh, Ollie is blind. He is there at every single training session. And he's looking at us and going, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. And that day is the last day of the season where there's nothing to play for. And Ahmad comes on and he just really bossed that right wing. But he has a fantastic performance. So yeah, I'm just going to push it for a 7.
We want to go and spend 100 million on a right wing. But yes, I do want Jadon Sancho too. But maybe the smart thing is not to buy him and just let Ahmad do his thing, you know? I mean, you've got players like Ansu Fati, Barcelona, who are pretty young, but then they're still not scared to say
exactly.
So we need to do that.
That's the difference. We've lost that United mentality a little bit. Because what do we do with Wayne Rooney? Like, what do you think? This man came in, he made an impression, and he stayed there. It's not hard. How do you think we did with the likes of so much youth coming through that damn academy? It's ridiculous.
Knows this more than anyone.
You really should. So I don't know. I don't understand it. And Shoni gave him a lovely little 7, and even made sure to state he was robbed of an assist today. Which, definitely.
Actually, I forgot about that.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Exactly. That finish was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, and the man of the hour, none other than Mr. OGS. How you feeling?
Look, I'm happy that he played the youth.
Yeah.
We got to see them. But then, as much as I don't like when people do this sometimes, but too little too late. I kind of feel like that. Because she needs to just come online. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
I kind of feel like it's annoying because we're so far behind Man City, and you feel like we could have done so much better. You know, could have been close to them if we just used our squad, and he just didn't do that. And I low-key fear he might same thing next season.
Yeah,
scares me. So I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him a. I'm not gonna be nice.
Just a 6.
Yeah.
Okay. That is definitely doable. And Ali with a 6. I think he has to treat next season as just a blank slate. I really do. And we just need to move from that. There's nothing more I have to say about it right now. It's all eyes on next season. This season's done and dusted. He was supposed to play youth this game. It's literally nothing to play for. This is the game. Just let them go. Let them have fun. Let them show that they're of a united standard. Get the fans excited a bit for next season. But it has to come with growing from Ali, and I'm not sure if he will. That's the only thing I have to say for next season. Yeah. Whether he uses the squad or not, it's up to him, and I hope he does start learning to do that. But for me today,
I like Hannibal came off, but I thought specifically Hannibal. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah, Hannibal Mejbri.
Yeah, I thought he looked good. I think that's something that he didn't get to play long enough, but he just looks like he's got the ball control.
Yeah,
he's got confidence. This youth,
our youth is out of this world good, and even Shorteye looked better today. He looked much better today as well. He looked a lot more confident. He was taking on players a bit more. He was confident with the ball at his feet. We have so much fantastic youth. Even Will Fish, he actually surprised me. This man played for like 5 minutes and he made like 3 interceptions at the end of the game. It was ridiculous. He just came out of nowhere and did everything.
Maybe playing with his mates kind of help.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not really for the backline, unfortunately. Like the most you could say is he was playing with Williams, But yeah, one thing I do want to say is I'm very excited for Will Fish. It's under the radar a little bit, but I'm excited for him because he's a young centre back and he's looking promising. And yeah, I'm just excited about that. But for Ali today, I don't feel very positive about this result. I felt we didn't play our best, anywhere near our best, in all honesty. I thought it was scrappy. I thought when we created chances, it was very much that individual brilliance, long ball over the top, and then we were there, and then we just made it work. So, I don't like that he made the sub so late. I wanted today to be the Mejbri and Shortire show, to say the least. I wanted Ali to stick to his word in the presser and just go straight up. Mejbri and Shola are going to play today, and this is going to be their day to show that they're a united class. And it was just disappointing that we didn't get to see more of them. Mejbri definitely has a play in him, but he played for barely 10 minutes. I can't really say much about it. Shola, again, 10 minutes, barely did anything. I don't know what Ali's doing, only giving them 10 minutes. So, he didn't make 3 subs either. He still didn't make full use of the bench. I don't care if you want... Well, wait. Did he? I'm forgetting now. Mulotto, are you there? Well, Mulotto died. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't make full use of the bench. He only made those 2 subs, which was Mejbri and Shola. Mejbri, Shola, and then he came on for Will Fish in the 96th minute. There we go. Yeah, using the bench in the last 2 minutes of the game. That's ridiculous for me. And I don't know. This is supposed to be just to show the fans what's going on, give them some hope, feel good. So for me, I'm just going to mark him down a little bit. I feel like we scraped the result. It was a very lucky pen, in my opinion. As much as there was contact, I wouldn't want to give that if I was a referee. I very much would be, no, that's more of a dive. Oh, and there goes Mort completely. So let me just kill his site for now. Okay. So, excuse me while I just fix this. There we go. Okay. So, just to wrap things up, for me, it was a 5 for me for Ali. Shawnee went with 6. He said that he wants to see more subs and the subs earlier. Oh, and there we go. Milt's back just as I was about to finish. Let me turn everything back on for you.
Sorry about that.
Yep.
When I did
there. Oh no, all good. I was just finishing up. I was just complaining about Ali. And now you don't get to battle with me. You didn't hear my points. But basically, I just went for a 5. I was being a bit harsh on him, and Shawnee went for the 6.
Yeah.
And just said he'd like to get small subs. One thing I think we have to talk about is our away record. We went unbeaten. I think we're the 3rd club in the Premier League history to ever go unbeaten away. So that's quite the achievement.
I was talking to Marcus about this all day, and look, I think it's nice that we have it. And we've gone the whole season unbeaten away from home. not something people do every day. So
Yeah.
it's impressive. It's also annoying that we're like a ridiculous amount of draws within all of that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So
That is the main worry.
For the standard that we want to be at, it just feels like a win to celebrate, and it's like something we probably shouldn't be celebrating.
Exactly.
Shouldn't be happy about. Like, we're Manchester United. We shouldn't be over the moon with those type of things, you know.
Exactly. I'm going to get controversial now. The same for the Arsenal and be invincible season. But so many of those games are just draws, and as much as you didn't lose them, it's just a good portion of them you ended up drawing. So it's just like, why? City have gotten more points than you, and they didn't get that gold trophy. They broke 100 points. That was ridiculous, and they didn't get anything special for that. But you know, you guys just draw 15 games in a season. You know, you're happy. Obviously, I don't know the exact amount. I'm just bantering Arsenal a little bit before we end.
It was like 12, actually, 11.
There's something like that. It's definitely double digits. It's similar to what we did this season, because we ended on what, 11 or 12?
Yeah, it is really.
Exactly.
And
we should have won the title. Come on.
With Arsenal, I respect it a bit more because they actually won the league.
Yeah, exactly.
But to be honest, I think Man City's achievement is way better. A lot
Definitely.
of people see it like that, but to get 100 points is no joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I respect that more. But
Much
I feel
more.
like all eyes are on the Europa League final now, and
Exactly.
yeah, I worry for Ole. Because me, the Ole in, to be honest, to be completely honest, I've been questioning myself and this guy lately. Like, I just wonder what this guy's tactics are.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, if he loses this game, for me, I think it's over. I think the Glazers will keep him because, you know, you'll get top 4, but I just don't see how you come back from losing to Villarreal in the final.
Exactly. So for that, we're going to end it off, and hopefully Shoni will be back for the match preview, which we'll have... When is the game? Wednesday?
Tomorrow, I think, actually.
Yes, so game's Wednesday. We should have the match reaction tomorrow, and Shoni should be here. Power forbid, basically. So anyways, not going to be here. So yeah, we look forward to seeing you guys then. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll check you tomorrow for the Europa League final preview.